Hello, fast lunar friends, and welcome to your practical lunar gardening guide for the month of August. August is a month of profound changes and contrasts all over the world. While the Northern Hemisphere feels the last intense days of summer and the promise of autumn is in the air in the Southern Hemisphere, the winter chill begins to yield, giving way to the first hopeful buds of spring. And for those in the Equatorial zone, August brings its own rhythms of rain and dry spells. For a gardener, no matter where you are, this is a crucial month, a bridge between what was and what will be. It's a time to harvest what's left of one season and to plant with intention for the next. And as always, regardless of our latitude, the moon will be our universal guide, unifying our efforts under its constant cycle. Using the lunar calendar isn't about following a myth. It's about applying a smart agricultural technique based on centuries of observation. It's about aligning our tasks with nature's cycles to give our plants the boost they need, right when they need it. This August, I will show you exactly what to do and when to do it so your garden not only survives but thrives in this transition. Before we start, tell me, what do you want to plant in the garden this month? Are you harvesting the last of your tomatoes? Or are you already planting your autumn crops like broccoli or spinach? Leave me a comment below with your plans for August. I love reading about your experiences so we can learn together as a community. Let's quickly recall the fundamental principle. It's based on two forces, gravity and moonlight. The moon's gravity moves the moisture in the soil, creating a tide underground that brings water closer to the roots. Moonlight, on the other hand, influences aerial growth. During the waxing phase, when the light increases, the plant's energy is ascending, ideal for leaves, flowers, and fruits. During the waning phase, when the light decreases, the energy is descending, concentrating on strengthening the roots. Using these two forces is the key. Let's begin with the August calendar. The month starts off strong. On August 1st, we are in the first quarter, and this ascending energy continues until the full moon. This means that from August 1st to the 8th, we have a golden window of opportunity for everything that grows above the ground. The sap flows vigorously to the aerial parts, stimulating photosynthesis and rapid, healthy foliage development. This is the perfect time for sowing autumn crops in the Northern Hemisphere, such as broccoli, cauliflower, and spinach. It's also ideal for a final sowing of summer lettuce or chard. If you apply a liquid fertilizer rich in nitrogen during these days, the plant will absorb it with maximum efficiency, resulting in visible growth. It's an excellent time to transplant seedlings you've been nurturing, as the ascending energy will help them overcome stress and establish themselves quickly. We arrive at August 9th, the day of the full moon. The night sky is completely illuminated. The moonlight is at its peak, and gravity pulls moisture towards the soil's surface. The sap in the plants reaches its maximum concentration in the upper parts, leaves, flowers, and fruits. For this reason, the full moon is a bad time to sow or to do any major pruning. Instead, it is, without a doubt, the best time for harvesting. The fruits and vegetables you collect now, like melons, peppers, or zucchinis, will be at their highest in water and sugar content. This not only means incredible flavor, but also better preservation. If you harvest aromatic herbs on the morning of the full moon, they will have the highest concentration of essential oils. It is also the perfect time to collect seeds from your best plants for the next season, as they will be charged with vitality. Starting on August 10th, and more decisively from August 16th with the last quarter, the cycle inverts. The moonlight begins to decrease night after night. This is the signal for plants to shift their focus. The energy stops rising and begins a journey back to the roots. The sap flows more strongly to the underground part of the plant to nourish and strengthen it. This is a time to focus all our attention on root crops. It's the ideal phase to sow carrots for autumn, short-cycle radishes, turnips, or beets. All the plant's energy will be concentrated on developing large, healthy tubers and roots. The last quarter is also the quintessential phase for garden maintenance. It is the best time to transplant shrubs or perennials, as the roots will establish themselves strongly and the plant will suffer less stress. It's ideal for amending the soil with compost or fertilizers rich in phosphorus and potassium, which directly nourish the root zone. Pruning during this phase is also highly recommended. The plant loses less sap, heals faster, and prepares for a new growth cycle. Finally, the cycle brings us to the new moon, around August 23rd. The sky is dark. Moonlight is practically nil, and the plant's energy has completely withdrawn underground. This is a period of rest and readjustment. Sowing and transplanting are discouraged during the 2 or 3 days surrounding the new moon. However, it is an incredibly productive time for other tasks. Take advantage of these days to work the soil, Till aerate the soil, prepare new beds for your autumn sowings, and above all, dedicate time to weeding. Weeds pulled during the new moon have a much lower chance of sprouting, as their energy reserves are at a minimum. It is also the perfect time to turn your compost pile or to apply a layer of mulch to your beds, which will help conserve soil moisture for the next waxing phase, which begins right after, starting on August 24th. Now, let's dive deeper with practical, detailed examples for different climate zones. Let's start with the Northern Hemisphere. In a temperate climate like that of Europe or Spain, a perfect crop for this time of year is autumn broccoli. The best window to plant it is during the waxing phase that begins on August 24th. Broccoli is a plant that needs a lot of energy to form its large flower head and leaves, so the ascending energy of this phase is ideal. To plant it, it's most common to start with seeds in trays a few weeks earlier. When the seedlings have about 4 to 6 true leaves, they will be ready for transplanting. Broccoli is a heavy feeder, so prepare the soil thoroughly. It needs soil rich in organic matter that drains well. Before transplanting, add a good amount of mature compost to the bed. Transplant the seedlings in the evening to reduce heat stress, leaving about 45 to 60 centimeters between each one. Water abundantly right after, during its growth. Keep it well watered and apply a layer of mulch to conserve moisture and keep weeds at bay. Now, let's travel to a tropical climate. A fantastic crop to sow in August is melon. The best window to sow it is during the waxing phase at the beginning of the month, from August 1st to the 8th. As a fruit-bearing vine, it needs all the momentum from the ascending energy for vigorous development. Melons are usually sown directly into the ground. Prepare small mounds of compost-rich soil, about 30 centimeters high. This helps with drainage and allows the soil to warm up. Plant 3 to 5 seeds per mound, about 2 centimeters deep. When the seedlings germinate and have a couple of leaves, thin them out, leaving only the 2 strongest. Watering is crucial for melons. They need constant, deep watering, especially when they start to form fruits. Avoid wetting the leaves to prevent fungal diseases. A good mulch around the base will help retain moisture and prevent the fruits from touching the wet ground. Finally, let's cross to the Southern Hemisphere, where August is the end of winter and the beginning of spring. It's a perfect time to plant fruit trees like guava. The best time to transplant a young guava tree is during the end of the waning phase and the new moon, let's say between August 16th and 23rd. The reason is that the descending energy of this phase helps the tree concentrate on establishing its root system in its new home before the burst of aerial growth in spring arrives. To plant it, choose a spot that receives full sun and has very well-draining soil. Dig a hole that is twice as wide as a root ball, but no deeper. Place the tree in the hole, making sure the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding ground. Refill the hole with the original soil, tamping gently to remove air pockets. Water deeply and abundantly right after planting. Apply a layer of mulch around the base, without touching the trunk, to conserve moisture and protect the young roots. As you have seen, lunar gardening is a logical system that works with the natural cycles, not against them. By giving each plant the energy it needs at each moment, we are optimizing its natural processes. The final result is not only seen in the size of the harvest, but in the overall health of the garden. You will have stronger plants, more resistant to pests and diseases, and with superior flavor and nutritional value. I invite you to test these principles this August. You don't have to change your entire garden. Simply choose one bed or one type of crop, and follow the lunar calendar. Observe, take notes, and compare. I'm convinced the results will speak for themselves. Happy and productive lunar planting.